Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here once again. Today is still the 19th of January. This video will be going up at 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about easy, simple mistakes that people are going to make in a true S.H.T.F event that could turn deadly if you don't think about them ahead of time and properly prepare for them. A lot of things that we talk about are things that are important, and I think these are things that we need to be thinking about as well. So of course I have another list here, and so I have to write it down, then I can refer to my list, and then I'll talk about it afterwards. Probably the number one thing in a post-event. Well, we're going to talk, this is end of the world as we know it, scary situation, total chaos. What do? Do you bug in? Do you bug out? And both have their pros and cons, obviously, but location is going to be key when it comes to that. Alright, so first mistake that people are going to make in a true post event is not having 24/7 security. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you need to make sure that somebody's awake at all times. Somebody always has to be awake. The most likely time you're going to be attacked in a true S.H.T.F event is in the middle of the night, because that's when you're most vulnerable, that's when the most people are sleeping, and so you definitely need to make sure that you're awake. Somebody's awake 24 hours a day. Now during the day, you definitely need to stay diligent as well. So I'll give you an example. You have a group of people, you're in the woods, you're cutting down trees, collecting firewood, because you're going to need a lot of firewood in a true post event. So how do you do that, right? Well, you need to have somebody on watch while the other people are working. Somebody's watching to make sure that nobody's sneaking up on you guys or those type of things. That's an example of during the daytime. All right. The second thing that I'm going to go along with the 24-hour security is an early warning system. All right. If you don't have an early warning system, so what do I mean by that? That could be motion detectors, lights that are, if they trip a wire, the lights flash, or like a flash bang, or a wire that if they hit it, they're going to rattle the cans, or anything like that. Some kind of an early warning system is important. I will tell you the very best early warning system that you can have, in my opinion, is right there, having a dog. A dog is going to hear something long before you ever will, and he or she, your dog, is going to alert you that something is out there, something is going on. So I think it's a really good thing to have, and I'm talking a dog like Hella, a good-sized dog that can protect you as well as other things. So I think that early warning system is a really good thing to have in place. Cameras, all those type of things, if you can have that set up. Obviously have things hidden so that people can't see them. Alright. The next one is not helping the people around you. Alright, so what am I talking about with that? You don't want everybody to know all of your business, as far as, especially if you're living in suburbia. You really don't want a whole bunch of people knowing that you're prepping, that you have a lot of supplies and those type of things. But you can still help your neighbors to a degree without giving away how much stuff that you truly do have. Showing them that, hey, we're all in the same boat, and we're trying to help out. Maybe give them some tips, some advice, those type of things, because maybe you're their resident expert. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by helping people out. Hey, listen, I can give you a little bit of rice, but this is the only time I'm going to be able to do that, or those type of things. We don't have a whole lot, but I want to try to help you out. You've been a good neighbor. If you have good relationships with your neighbors, is what I'm talking about with that. So with not helping people, it makes you more of a target. So if you are being helpful to your neighbors, it puts you more in their good graces. So that's something to think about. Okay. Using combustible items indoors. So what am I talking about with that, right? Carbon monoxide poisoning by using something indoors that you should not be using indoors. That absolutely can cause carbon monoxide poisoning, and that can definitely become an issue. candles, lanterns, all those type of things, something with an open flame. You could have fire hazards, all those type of things. People are not going to be thinking ahead and planning ahead, or cooking with your propane cook stove inside. You need to make sure that it's properly vented, that you can utilize those type of things and not, or be on top of it and make sure that it's only for a short period, or that you have proper ventilation for whatever you're using. All right. The next one, this one's obviously, it may sound obvious, but I don't think a lot of people think about this. Running a generator. In a true S.H.T.F event, and we're 2-3 months into this event, and all of a sudden somebody's running a generator, that's going to be a beacon. That's going to be heard for a long, long ways off, and people are going to be drawn to that because if somebody has enough gasoline to be running a generator, they're probably having other supplies as well. Don't make yourself a target, okay? Along with that, making yourself a target, making sure that you're doing noise and light discipline. If it's nighttime, have blackout curtains. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't have the showing that you have power when nobody else has power. You want to be stealthy. You want to keep on it down low. You want to be quiet. You don't want to draw a lot of attention to yourself. I mean, if you're out in the woods, like I'm out in the woods, it's a little bit different. But if you are in suburbia, the last thing you're going to want to do is attract that attention to yourself again. So there goes the noise discipline, right? All right. Next thing is making sure that you have an escape plan, escape routes, where you're going to go, where you're going to meet up, what are you going to do. If a situation happens where people get separated, where are you going to go, how are you going to do it, what's the game plan. So those are things to think about as well, and should be planned for and should be ready for. Not having that plan is a recipe for disaster. Again, these are all things, folks, that can be very deadly in a post-event. So I want you to remember that, okay? The next one is going to be keeping supplies outside of your home. I've talked about having caches before, having not all of your eggs in one basket, having supplies buried, distributed around so that you can get to them in that emergency situation and you know where they are, where other people do not know where they are. It's something to think about, okay? Can be the difference between life and death. If you have to leave in a hurry and all of your supplies are on site and you have nothing squirreled away elsewhere, you could be in trouble really, really quickly. Last but not least, it's going to be forgetting about communications. Making sure that you have comms, walkie-talkies, ham radios. And the ham radios would not be to be talking with other people, it would be for listening, finding out what's going on. Even the walkie-talkies, you're going to need to be very careful of because other people may be listening in. So be smart about these things. Making sure in a post-event that you are grouping up. And so what do I mean by that? You're not going anywhere alone in a post-event. Like you've got to go to the bathroom. You have your bathroom buddy, or whatever the case may be, somebody that is standing outside of that bathroom until you come out. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, unless you're inside and you're sleeping, you need to make sure that you have a team member or a family member, somebody with you at all times, so that you are not easily picked off as a target because you're alone. You're going to be a lot less, if you have two of you at all times, it's more situational awareness, knowing what's going on. That's another one that's really important, is knowing what's going on around you, paying attention. Situational awareness is a hugely important one as well. If you're oblivious to what is going on and you're not paying attention, that makes you more vulnerable. All right? So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope that these things are good videos for you guys. Some gives you food for thought. I want to make sure that you're thinking, that you're planning ahead, that you are not victims, and that's important to me, okay? Remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, if you work at it methodically, you set realistic goals that you can reach, you can accomplish anything that you want to. Make sure you do that and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will talk to you all later. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.